Hi.
Hey.
How we doing?
Good.
Good. Welcome to the Bowtie Buddies. All right. Welcome to the Bowtie Buddies.
Welcome.
to the Bowtie Buddies. Yeah. So I'm Travis.
Chad.
And this is Jeff. We're back with you with episode 2, and we are excited to talk a little bit today about qualifying and what we mean by qualifying a customer when they come in, how they can be here just to look for information, or they may be here to purchase that day, or whatever it may be. But figuring out a customer, what their wants are, what their needs are, and really getting them into a vehicle that they can afford, or at least is in their budget. That's definitely.
Let's talk about Mr. Customer.
Mr.
Right?
Customer.
Mr. Customer comes in. You know, he pulls up, he sees the sales representatives standing over there. Might be one, might be, at any given time, we're high volume, might be 8. He parks his car, might be with his family, might not be, walks over and I really like that trail, boss, that wasn't here last year. Let me go check it out. And he goes and he's taking a peek through the window, and and here comes Travis, right? The customer says, I'm just looking, almost in the sense of, there's no need to bother me. I'm just here to get information. How do you feel about that?
Well, when a customer hits a lot and they see 8 or 9 blue shirts ready to pounce on, quote unquote, with the stereotype, it can bring a lot of anxiety and a lot of tension and a lot of nervousness to a customer. And I think there is definitely a stigma when it comes to car lots and car salesmen and whatnot, as we've talked about in our previous podcast. But my job is to essentially come up to you and see what you're here to accomplish. Like, what are you here to accomplish today? Whether that be getting information, driving a couple vehicles to see if that's going to be what your next vehicle is, and being able to give you all the information that you're requesting, and if that even goes into getting numbers and getting what the price of the vehicle is and the discounts and such, and hopefully maybe even buying the vehicle today. If that's what your goal is today, that's what we're here to do. And so bringing that level of anxiety down to a customer is important.
Well, for me, I would rewind, right? Let me switch roles. I'm Mr. Customer, and I'm looking in the vehicle, and a lot of things going on. Charlie's birthday is coming up. He's starting soccer. In my mind, this overwhelming process of buying a vehicle or even looking at one, like I said, just comes off as overwhelming. So he says, I'm just looking. Well, that's how we start the process. And back to my role as a sales representative of Jeff Gordon, let's get you informed. So it's one thing to say, okay, you're looking at the car, here's, and just start spitting out facts. One thing I like to say is I understand you're just looking, and I don't, both the roles have similar feelings. I don't want to, hover over you. I'm not here to force feed you information, but if you're here to look, allow me to help. That's my job. I have no problem going and grabbing a key, opening it up for you, telling you a little bit about what's going on, and by no means am I pressuring, Mr. Customer to buy or anything like that. At the end of the day, when I feel like when a customer sees a blue shirt, that's your best opportunity to look. That's your best opportunity to get fully informed. I think people have this idea that they don't want to be bothered. The last thing I want to do is bother you. I understand what it's like to not really be committed to buying a vehicle, but you want to get informed. And once again, you're at the right place to do that. How can I help you get more informed? How can I allow you to leave here with all questions answered? You know what I mean?
That's right. And going along with that, like once the customer is greeted and we've talked to them for a few minutes and built a little bit of rapport with the customer, that's when we kind of want to ask some questions. And there may be some questions that may seem odd or wondering why we're asking those questions in that moment, but like just simple questions of trying to figure out what your budget is and what your needs are and what your must-haves are and the color and the options and the, who you financed with before and different things that can help us as professional salesmen to kind of wrap our minds and get an idea of what vehicle would work for you in the budget that you're in. So that initial stage of like meeting and greeting and talking to them and kind of building that rapport is essential, and then going into the qualifying stage of like there's people that range from all types of credit scores, from 800s down to 400s or even lower than that, and our job is to figure out a way that we can get you into a vehicle or find a vehicle that you like that meets in your budget. So those qualifying questions are kind of where the next step of the process kind of goes to about talking about like this is not a process where we're just buying groceries, right? This is an investment. This is we realize that this is not just you're not coming to.
So there's an elephant in the room, right? The elephant in the room is we're here. Our job is to inform a customer and earn a customer's business, right? A customer might come in with no intentions to, I don't know how else to say, become a customer, right? So Travis and I were discussing, how do we make it clear to you that, regardless of if your purchase, is coming today, is coming next week, is coming at the end of the year, whatever the case may be, how do we let you know that we respect how important the investment is, and kind of break that ice of, if you're looking at a vehicle, it's not just groceries. It's not should I get red grapes or green grapes? It's like, this is a vehicle that you're going to spend, some time in, and you're going to want it to be reliable and to fit your needs and stuff. And I think we were having a discussion along the lines of, how help me help you.
Yeah, that's really what it comes down to. The more information that I know, the more I can help you, and that's just reality, right? I do have customers that come in that are very standoffish, like you said. I don't need any help, just looking. That's fine. I'm going to stand close by in case you do have any questions. And I would say probably 8 out of 10 times that customer asks me at least one question, and that's what I'm here for. I'm not here to pressure you or anything. No, that's the heated argument that we were into outside, because even though that. We know that we can earn your business at some point. My job is to find out how I can earn your business today, and if I can't earn your business today, that's okay. But that's my job, right? My job is to come up to you and talk to you when you're outside looking at a car. My job is to answer any questions that you may have. My job is to find the right vehicle for you. My job is to get you behind the wheel and drive it. Most people don't want to buy a vehicle that they haven't driven before. And then also figure out how I can earn your business, and hopefully today. And if I can't today, then hopefully we've built enough rapport that you'll come back and see me when the time is ready. And so that's kind of the car buying process from that point. The 2020 Corvette, the mid-engine Corvette, the C8 has officially been announced, and the pricing is finally came out after a few months of waiting for that. And so our customers are excited, super excited.
For good reason?
For good reason. So essentially what's going on now is that the dealership has gotten a certain amount of allotments for these vehicles, right? So, and that's based off of how many Corvettes we sold the year before, essentially what happened. Previous customers of ours who have shown interest into this vehicle have been able to come in and look at the vehicle, the pricing of the vehicle, and we have...
Is pricing out?
Yeah, pricing is out.
Pricing is out?
Pricing is out,
By
yeah.
golly.
And so now what's going on is that we're taking deposits for these allotments.
How much are the deposits?
So initially, before the pricing came out, we were doing $1,000 deposit to hold your place in that line.
Mm-hmm,
Okay, because there is a certain line that's going through with that. Now we're doing a 10% build fee, and what that means is that 10% of whatever the cost of the vehicle, that the way that you have it trimmed out, we'll take 10% of that. Once the ordering is ready to be submitted, if it is submitted the way that you want it, that is a non-refundable build fee. But we expect most of these customers who are putting $6,000 or $7,000 down, they're going to buy this Corvette. So, but anyway, it came out with a slew of new colors. They have a beautiful yellow. They have 2 forms of blue. There's probably been about 30 to 40 of those allotments that have been spoken for, and probably half of those have been have a 10% deposit put down. We are expecting production to start around December, and some of our first vets to get here towards the first of the year.
You think any of them will hit the showroom floor?
So on October the 8th, there will be a C8 Corvette that's going to be driving through the lot for the day. We'll be able to have anybody that wants to come out and look at it, they're welcome to come and look at it. It is a traveling show that goes to different dealerships that have requested that. And we have officially requested that show to come through for us.
What are some of the differences, as if someone hasn't heard before?
It's a mid-engine vehicle. So what that means is the engine's not in the front, it's in the middle of the vehicle. And what that does is it gives a little more horsepower stock.
How do I get a C8?
How do you get a C8?
Yeah.
You call Travis or Chad, okay? Say, I'm interested in the C8. If you're interested in the C8, we'll set an appointment. You come on in. We will sit down with you with all the available options that the Corvette C8 mid-engine has. You pick which options that you want.
1LT, 2LT,
3LT.
3LT.
That's correct. That's all that's available right now. So 1LT, 2LT, and 3LT. Pick those different options that you want. Once you pick those options out, we will actually price it up, show you what the price is going to be. And then we will take a 10% deposit. And once that deposit is taken, there's actually a line that has been generated from this. So depending on what type of vehicle you get, which it's a 1LT, 2LT, or 3LT, some of the productions are not starting till later. So I believe the 2LTs and the 3LTs will actually be produced first.
But come now, the list is filling up.
If you're excited about that, you have any questions about it, please send us a message here on Instagram or call the dealership and ask for Chad or Travis, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have about that. And we're excited.
Well, hey guys, if you have any questions, any concerns, anything, feel free to hit us up at Jeff Gordon Chevy on Instagram. Any comments, questions, concerns. We would definitely love to hear some feedback.
Yeah, we can address that in any of these podcasts. We'd love to throw out some shout outs, say any names, to throw any questions at us and answer those questions. Anything Chevrolet related, anything that we talk about in these podcasts. My name is Travis Adame at P the G Travi with 3 E's, and
at President Galipeau 2_.
That's right. And then check out Jeff the Bear again. The hashtag is Jeff the Bear. He travels all around, and we'd love any comments on Jeff the Bear too. He's my homie.
Feel good?
Got a few pictures of it. Yeah.
Feel good?
Anything good?
Right. I'm good.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm a good one.
All right.